I'm Allison Jonjak, the Cranberry Outreach Specialist with the University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension. These videos are the on-demand recordings of UW Extension and the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association's virtual brown bag lunch series. These monthly sessions offer growers and researchers a way to share timely and relevant information. We hope you'll enjoy and continue to engage with us.
Hi, I'm Tom Lochner, the Executive Director of the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association. We're excited to be a partner with Extension to bring you research-backed resources, tools, and tips to keep Wisconsin marshes productive and profitable.
So as we round into the noon hour, May 21st, 2021, we're ready to gather for our first growing season brown bag of the year. We've got a few pretty cool topics we're going to be able to discuss. Liz Miles with DATCAP is going to be able to discuss honeybee import requirements with us. We're going to talk about insect control methods and spray timings with Sean and Christelle. Suzanne of Red Forest IPM is going to join us with our crop consultant observations. We're going to have our question session at the end of those two presenters. And then Stephen Bartling is going to give us a quick WSCGA update. For a couple of housekeeping things, if you have questions, either feel free to unmute yourself or type the questions into the chat. Tom, if you'd like to say a good morning from the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association, and then we can move into our presentations.
Sure. I'll say good afternoon. My clock shows 12:01. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first brown bag of the growing season. We learned last year that through the course of the pandemic that we can conduct in virtual sessions and disseminate information quickly to growers in a short amount of time. Obviously, a lot of information, and it eliminates travel as well. And the response we've got from the grower community has been very positive, and we've been encouraged to continue these things. So we will. Thanks to all the participants, and especially to Allison and Alex for setting this up for us, and of course all of you for participating. Just one quick note, an update that we were talking about a little bit before people came online, is the research station is up and operating. We approved 10 projects to be conducted at the station this summer, and in addition, we're always open for more as they become available, as well as the normal work that goes on monitoring the crop out there. The building itself is nearing completion. We plan to be into the building first part of June, and we will be starting to utilize that facility for meetings and mini clinics and other activities. Also, the next step in the program, and hopefully we'll get it underway this summer, is the reconstruction or replacement of the water control structure on the creek with a new state-of-the-art modern facility that we can continue hopefully to utilize for another 80 or 90 years. That's about the life of the one that we've got on there now. So a lot of things going on. If folks do want to get over and take a look at it, we welcome growers and people to come in. We ask that you give us a call ahead of time and talk to Wade to let him know that you're going to be stopping by. So we just don't want people wandering out in the marsh, because obviously I think most growers feel the same way that we do, that you want to know who's on there so you can make sure that they don't get into a situation where it's a safety issue, or they may interrupt some type of a trial. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Allison, and thanks everybody for being here, and looking forward to hearing about honeybees and the other things on the agenda.
I want to give Suzanne a few minutes to, if it lets me advance my slide, go with our crop consultants observations for the month. We're this year trying having the crop consultants and ocean spray consultants kind of do a little discussion beforehand, and have one of them give their results each time. So Suzanne's joining us this month. Pam with Ladybug will be next, and then Dave and Christina with ocean spray will be July. But Suzanne, if you want to tell us what you've been seeing If we have any polls for the growers, I'll ask those, but please continue to ask questions in the chat, and we can both answer them in the chat. And then after Suzanne, Steve will give us a little update, and we'll have a little bit of time left for questions after that.
Okay, so first of all, I thank you to the university for doing the Growing Degree Day research. I think it will definitely be another great tool for us to have, as well as consultants, to be able to help our growers have the best timing of our applications. So, I think we all know this winter we didn't have much for snow, but we did have some Arctic weather as well. So I've been interested to see how that would affect the emergence and presence of different insect populations. And then we had that warm weather in March, which pretty much, got everything kind of starting to grow. Certainly the grasses and the clover came out a lot earlier than what they normally would. I don't think, it really probably hurt the apple industry a little bit more than it did the cranberries. But once we started to get a little bit of growth there, then unfortunately the growers weren't able to get much sleep for a few weeks there. There was a really, really long stretch of frost watch. And so, this week, definitely as far as seeing the growth stages in the warmer regions, on the hybrids, there's already some hooks starting on the edges, but mainly the hybrids and newer plantings, early elongation to jewel. And then, with some hooks on the edges for those older varieties, bud break to roughneck on the edges. When we get more toward the eastern growing region, things obviously aren't as further along as they are in the Mather Warrens area. In the cooler regions, I guess you could say, more easterly, we're seeing cabbage to bud break along with early elongation. There's certainly a big variety of growth stages at this point. And I can't speak for the northern regions because I don't go up there, but I would assume that, they're just starting and probably bud break to maybe cabbage head up there. But we are expecting some warm weather in our future here with some good humidity. So I think, the growth stages are probably going to even out. And overall, I would say I feel like we're a little bit ahead of last year on most of my properties anyway. Let's see. As far as the insect activity, we're a little bit ahead, of schedule as well. So I think the vines generally overwintered well from what I'm seeing. There's a few areas where I'm seeing leaf drop, and there's some areas where I'm also seeing some side shooting, and those areas are pretty isolated, and I've been working, with the growers, discussing, their management practices and kind of what happened over the winter, and just keeping an eye on those spots and seeing how they progress. The side shooting basically kind of occurring in some of the same areas that I saw 2 years ago. Didn't really seem to affect the crops that year, so I'm not overly concerned about it, but I don't have an answer for why that's happening. We'll just keep an eye on it. For the most part, I think all my growers got their sanding goals completed, so that's definitely a win. It's been a little bit difficult over the last couple of years to get that sanding done. As far as upright dieback goes, there's a very small percentage of growers who have issues with that, and that application for Bravo is at about a ½ inch of growth. Those either are down or are going down soon. The insect pressure that I'm seeing right now, basically as far as the variety of insects, we're looking at all those early season pests: green spanworms, black spanworms, Pittsville looper, false armyworm, pyramid worm, seeing some chipworm adults, rannoch loopers. Maybe there's some black-headed fireworms in some heavier infected areas, but I haven't seen any on mine. Just, I don't really have any growers with any issues with black-headed fireworm. They are right around the corner, though, if they're not already present, because they're in that egg stage. And certainly with this warmer weather, we're going to see an explosion of hatching. The blunt-nosed leafhopper, the nymphs are present on some of those areas that were noted last year. And the consultants and growers are monitoring those populations right now. They are present. And again, just, the blunt-nosed leafhoppers are found on a very small percentage of acreage in Wisconsin. And, certainly is a pest of interest that we will continue to follow. I think that there's some good products that we can use to control that pest, and we'll just continue to work with individual growers on ensuring that they can maintain a population that is tolerable. Right now, there are some growers that are flooding and others that are treating with some insecticides. And then there are yet quite a few others that aren't reached. Most of my marshes, they're not near or at action threshold. And certainly with this weather, things are going to change a lot next week. And I think we'll see those booms up and running if you travel around. So I guess as far as the weed pressure is concerned, I'd mentioned a little bit about that before. Lots of growers got their pre and post emergence on a bit late. Some of the grasses that are being treated right now are over 10 to 12 inches in size, and I don't think that we're really going to get good control on those grasses because they're just too big. So I think that we're gonna, because of all the frost watch and the early emergence of them, managing weeds is certainly a challenge this year. But everybody's just trying to do the best that they can. And but I think we're probably going to see a little bit more weed pressure than what we have in the past. I just wanted to add a note on exposures. I really just would like to remind everybody to communicate with people who are coming on your marsh, send them a text, a phone call. Please put up the signs on every entrance, because many have multiple entrances, and having a central posting station is a good idea. I just, if I can't get a hold of someone and I don't see a sign, it's and it happens very quickly. And
those signs are a good way for us to help take care of each other. So
yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Every entrance, it just makes it so much easier. We've got these flip signs that you can have that say no trespassing. And then when you're getting ready to spray, you flip it over and it says no entrance. Just keep in mind that. The other thing with just remembering the handler restrictions, talking to your handlers, making sure that you are following their additional restrictions that they have for pesticide use.
Awesome, thank you. We have a couple of questions in the chat. Thank you, Suzanne. I see that we have reached 1 o'clock, so I want to thank everyone, and then we can keep working on a little bit of questions after that. I appreciate everyone rolling with us today, but thank you to Liz from DATCAP for all of the honeybee import requirement information, to Sean and Christelle for working on and sharing with us the Growing Degree Day models for how to make the best use of our insect control measures. to Suzanne and the consultants for sharing with us what they've seen so far in the field and what they're looking forward to Stephen for being our, the fearless president of the Growers Association, and to everyone at the Growers Association, to Tom, to Alex for keeping this industry kind of, having a good heartbeat and keeping us all together. I've been certainly very grateful as I've started at just how collected your vision is, and it's so easy to know what are the useful things to focus on when everyone shares their thoughts in this forum. So very grateful to everyone. Questions that we've had come in the chat. The field day is August 11th. Questions. So as Suzanne mentioned, please post of your spray information on your signs at every entrance to your farm to protect consultants coming on. And then it's also asked, are precautionary measures taken so that the crop scouts aren't contaminating marshes when moving from one property to another? And so the answers to that are some have nets that are sanitized between marshes. Others have changing nets each time and alcohol spray bottles on their boots. So that's always a good question to make sure that we're keeping everything in its place and nothing beyond that. So any other questions, feel free to reach out. And otherwise, thank you for joining us today. I will advance my slide one here and let you know that our next virtual brown bag is going to be June 18th. It's 2 days after the golf outing, and that will focus on fruit rot and how to protect yourself, and fertilizer nutrient update. And then Pam will be our consultant on deck. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Allison.
Thanks, Allison.
Allison, thanks everyone.
Thank you.